on the Husk Hollow fight in Feranic Coast. The Wardens have...
Give me a second.
Whoop. Sorry, that was me patching into our next...
okay, Everett, I somehow...
Sorry, that is Shun Kazama patching in just a moment. It sounds like it's pretty urgent. Let's go right over to it. I was going to give an update in another region, but let's look at the Maiden's Veil fight. Shun is at the Maiden's Veil fight, as I said, in Marvin Hollow. We're going to change perspectives over there to the Colonial side now. As was mentioned earlier, there is a bit of a Colonial play happening in that area where the Colonials are trying to push Maiden's Veil as hard as they can from Spitrocks. It was one of the few places where the Colonials had on the north side of the River Mercy. And that fight has looked kind of grim. They've been slowly being pushed back over the course of the past couple hours. Shun, you're there at the front line. What can you tell us about how that fight is going?
Welcome everyone. I only want to describe that the main problem right now is that there is a huge jam about shooting.
Do you want to go inside? Maybe we'll get a bit more
getting
safety.
guns. The problem is that I somehow tried and got some wardens to interview, so we have two perspectives, of course. And
you managed to interview a warden, okay.
Yeah, so basically we have two perspectives.
I suggest you crouch so they don't see you.
Okay, well let's hear the defensive side. We just heard some of the wardens on the other side of the map. What's going on the Colonial side for now? How are they defending?
The problem is that I can't interview Colonials right now because they're too busy with defending themselves, but they are holding pretty good. As I saw, they are still building stuff and creating new emplacements. So I think they should defend the position for about, 2 or more hours to arrive more supplies and more stuff.
Come on, you see collies all the time. This is not a public attraction.
It's probably
it is, look. It's a goblin.
I think stalemate right now because it's like shooting to each other, but it does nothing right now. And I would like to interview one guy with me. He would explain more from the warden's perspective because he's nearby.
Leave him alone, leave him
okay, yeah. If you have an interview, please let's patch them in. Let's see if we can get their voice on air.
Okay, so let's begin the interview. Ondo, we're right now on the front line. What can you describe about whole front line and problems that you have right now?
So problems, we don't have many, apart from the supply situation. That's a constant for the wardens. You know, no grenades, having to go to the hospital for shirts, the usual really.
Oh, I already saw it because as I saw, you're not using too much HEs, you're using mostly nades that you loot from dead bodies. That's basically sad at some point. Yes. Okay, so what do you think about whole situation and whole war right now? How is it going? Is it going great for wardens, or it's basically pointless right now?
Well, for now it's going quite good, but knowing how this works, the Chinese are gonna wake up in a few hours, and all our work is gonna be undone.
Can you I can feel your pain because people that are hard-working are mainly changing the whole battle. Okay, so how can you describe cooperation and new weapons that were developed and introduced to the battlefield?
Well, we can't say much about the new weapons yet, but from what we got to try with the rifles and the new grenades as well, well, the old rifle is still very good, and the new rifle that they gave to the Colonials, it's I would say it's a bit more situational than the old one.
Oh, I see. So the old retired gun is way better. I mean, the relics of the past are always the best because you have some sort of sentiment to this.
Yes, they've stood the test of time.
Yeah, that's true. So, what can you tell about whole Maiden's Veil? How it was captured and how it went? So, we're right now here, fighting on the front line and listening to everything. And that is making this interview too hard to do.
I know you guys are having fun, but we are in the process of being fucking counterattacked.
Hurry up.
We need more men.
Let's go.
Well, as you can see, the battlefield is hectic. As for how we got here, we just built a CV right away, captured Maiden's Veil. Sadly, the 13th is quite a small clan, and the enemy had one CMD assigned to this zone. So at the beginning, we had some difficulties with while setting up and supplies. So we just had to set up a big defensive line to hold. And with time, we've been getting more randoms to come, and things have been stabilizing.
I see. So it was basically beginning of the war, so working with equipment and trying to stabilize the front. Yeah, nice. You have reports from different front lines, or it's only reports from your side?
Well, we're only on our front line, that's where we're assigned to, so yeah, I can't say anything about anywhere else, even if I wanted to.
Okay, so you don't have anyone that can send you reports. Okay.
Well, we do, but that's top secret.
I see. I know the problem with top secret stuff. Basically, some press stuff are secret. So, how can you describe in one word the beginning of the war?
Hectic.
Oh, hell yeah. So, thank you for a really fast interview. I was really trying for several minutes to get here, because of the problem of, as you can know, of misinterpreting the stuff.
The boys are very aggressive.
Yeah,
yes, I agree.
That you can already see. Kos, you're standing nearby. It looks like you want to get
He's
into
my
me.
commanding officer.
Yeah, but may I interview you too? Because you looks like you want to tell something. So what you want to tell?
What you want to learn.
So what you want to tell us about the whole war and whole stages of the war?
First of all, I want to thank the whole Foxhole community for coming together. With other players, this wouldn't be possible. This is some of the most.
Shun, can you ask Kos to speak up, please? We can barely hear them.
Kos, may I ask you to speak louder, because you're I can barely hear you.
It's an old political thing, my friends.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's probably way better.
Okay, basically I want to thank the whole Foxhole community and stuff, because with other players this war wouldn't be possible. We just hit world record numbers.
Oh, I see.
With other players this wouldn't be possible. I'm having so much fucking fun right now.
Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
And being here is
why is
an absolute.
He here? Why is he here?
Okay, so
I'm being interviewed
So
at the moment.
PressCorps.
Kos, may I ask? May I, Kos, ask you one thing? What do you think about the defenses that Colonial prepared?
To be fair, they were kinda useless, to be honest, because all it took for the 13th to shut down this fob you're standing behind.
I mean,
you're standing in front of.
Not the defenses that fall, I mean the defenses that are built right now, that are on the front line.
The Colonials had trouble getting AI up, so they got pushed.
They're hard to penetrate, but we are steadily and surely going to push them out and eventually win the war. That is my truth. That is my true belief.
I know. Everyone want to win the war that probably will never end.
It's gonna be a tough fight.
Yeah. I want to hear your perspective of capturing the Maiden's Veil. How it happened and what was the main point of it?
Shun, last question.
At the start of the war there wasn't much competition, to be fair. It was pretty easy to just build the town hall.
He's my enemy. He killed hundreds of us.
But afterwards things got a lot tougher and they were actually putting up a fight.
Yeah, you know what? Oh man.
Eventually though they got pushed back and fast forward, here we are.
Oh, thank you for those great interview. I would like you I would like to thank you once again, because you're a really friendly person, and I would like to thank on those plebs, because it's really hard to interview second side of the war at this hard times. I would like to thank you again, and I will connect again to the studio. So, as you can
Thank you for being with
hear,
us.
the things are not really quite good for the things are not quite well for the Wardens, and same for the Colonials. So I want to give Mike back again to the Everett, and thank you for listening to me. It was Shun Kazama from Frontline, Spitrocks.
Excellent reporting from the front line. Thank you, Shun. So that was the Warden perspective up at Spitrocks, as was heard from one of our Colonial correspondents. That's actually not super common. It is very nice, however, when it does happen. That fight itself, for the most part, like they were saying, is stalled out, excuse me, as the stalemate continues, with the lack of logistic support on both sides really being felt. While that interview has happened, we have had two major updates to the war. The first is that, as we mentioned earlier, Loggerhead was lost by the Wardens. The update is that the Colonials have taken the town hall at Loggerhead. One of the big things that have been holding them back from what we had heard wasn't Wardens themselves, but the over-eager garrison houses in the area. And there's also still a couple remnants of Wardens defending. Wisp's warning is still nearby, as well as reports of Wardens coming in from some location getting their supplies. It's unknown exactly where, but that fight is still continuing. It is nowhere near over, and Loggerhead itself, being only recently taken, is very easy to counter-attack, as it were. It's a very weak spot at the moment for Colonial, so again, that fight is not over. They will have to defend for long enough until they can get defenses of their own in that region. For now, though, the swamp is looking a little more green, and to match it, Pharaonic Coast is looking a little more blue. Last we talked, Husk Hollow specifically was under attack by the Wardens. They were pushed back when I last mentioned. However, in the past 5 minutes, the Wardens have destroyed Husk Hollow, leveled that to the ground, and retaken it in very quick fashion. The Wardens now firmly hold Husk Hollow itself. However, there is, for those who don't know, a road that cuts Husk Hollow across east to west, just north of the bridge at the River Mercy. The Colonials still have a foothold at the bridge on the northern side, as well as a safe house there. The Wardens have the town hall. It is a new place for them to resupply at if they can get their supplies up that far, but for them, Husk Hollow is secure until they can secure the bridge. That fight is similarly not over yet. Near Jade Cove, the Colonials are pushing up onto Sickle Hill. That is still a small skirmish, but Colonials are still pushing there, while the Wardens have redirected their forces towards Husk Hollow itself being a major win for the Wardens this early. However, we'll see if that gambit plays off. If they can't take the small encampment on the north side of the bridge, the Wardens might just lose Husk Hollow. Or if they move back to Sickle Hill, they might decide that Jade Cove is a bigger prize. The ball's in their court, as it were. We're going to take a small break. We have potentially one last interview. We're going to look at Deadlands. However, we have to reconnect with one of our reporters that we had staging. There seems to be some technical issues. So we're going to play us out with one song and come back in about 2 or 3 minutes or so. This is Everett Way in the studio with PressCorps. We'll be back very shortly. Don't change the channel.